To allow us to investigate how all these different castes organise themselves and work together, we needed a supply of ants on an epic scale. Not just a handful bred in a laboratory, but a thriving, working colony from the wild. And Adam was given the job of tracking one down.
I've come to Trinidad, just off the coast of Venezuela, and I'm on my way to a colony of leafcutter ants that sounds perfect for our project. Leafcutters are native here, and they're considered a serious agricultural pest. The colony we found was about to be destroyed by a farmer. We want to rescue it and take it back to the UK. But digging up a nest of this scale won't be an easy task.
They're huge. There's tens of thousands of very aggressive soldiers that will come out and bite you. But we're going to have to do it almost surgically when we begin, because we really need to make sure that we don't kill that queen. The queen is the absolute critical thing of this colony. We can get away with not bringing all the ants back, but if we don't have the queen intact, then we're stuck.
Waiting at the nest site is Andrew Stevenson.
All right, Andy, how's it going? Good to see you. This is the nest.
What do you think?
Digging up ants is Andy's speciality. He provides leafcutter colonies to zoos, museums and universities all across Europe.
I don't think it's too big for digging, but what we're going to do is we're going to start at the bottom with a trench and then take sections as we go back through the bank, hopefully showing a lot of the architecture of the nest as we go.
At the moment, the only sign the leafcutters are even here is this loose pile of earth, produced by the ants as they dig out their underground nest. This is because in the wild, our species of leafcutter tends to be nocturnal. So to get a sense of how big the nest really is, we have to wait for night to fall.
So here are leafcutters on the trail, and you can really get a feel for their destructive power. This is a fruit tree, and the leaves are just pouring down out of the tree. All of these fragments have been cut up there in the canopy, and there are hundreds of ants passing every minute, just conveying like a conveyor belt of leaves from the top of the tree all the way to the colony, which is about 100 metres away up a hill.
It's easy to see why farmers are no friends of leafcutters. From the huge numbers of ants in the soil here, we reckon this colony is at least 1 million strong. So it's certainly on the scale that we need for the project. And so many ants means a large subterranean nest. So to get a sense of how big a job we'll face on the dig tomorrow,
Adam, over here, we've got one here.
Andy and I are placing lights at each nest entrance we find. This should show us roughly how big the nest is beneath our feet.
What we've done is marked out what's turned out to be more or less a circle of lights. It seems to show that most of the activity in this colony is focused on the bank here, where we're going to start doing our sectioning in the morning. It's good news because it means that once we get stuck into that central part of the bank, right in the middle of the lights, we should start hitting fungus chambers quite quickly. And with any luck, fingers crossed, we might even get the queen.
It's the day of the dig, and time to see what the colony looks like underground. But the ants aren't about to take our intrusion lightly.
This is pretty much the first blow of the spade. We've been digging for about a minute, and already on the surface here I can count at least 20 or 30 of these big soldiers. It's sort of made our life a bit more difficult in a way, because we're going to be now under attack digging this trench.
Undeterred by the threat of the soldiers, Andy and his team continue with the dig.
Let's start taking about a foot at a time. We'll start taking a slice and we'll work our way back.
Before long, we've pushed back into the nest. What we see is a maze of chambers, connected by a system of tunnels. This natural architecture is what we've tried to recreate in building our own ant nest. with glass boxes and tubes replacing the chambers and tunnels. By mimicking a real-world design, we hope to encourage the ants to behave as they do in the wild. And it's not just the ants we need to rescue from this nest. The underground chambers are packed full of vital fungus. We need to collect as much of this fungus as we can. Without it, the ants will quickly die.
We've got to quite a good rhythm now, really. There's lots and lots of these fungus chambers going back into the bank. Every time you put the spade in and pull some soil off, it exposes some more. So it's really just a case of methodically going through them when they fall out or when you can pull them out and making sure the queen's not there. So just keep cutting back, trying to find that queen.
At the end of day one, we've recovered thousands of ants and a large quantity of fungus. But we've still to recover the most vital ant of all.
No, she's not here.
The queen. Failure to find her means failure of the entire project. Day 2, and the hunt for the queen continues. We're searching for something quite distinctive. The queen is huge compared to the other ants, and she'll be covered in smaller ants who tend her.
There's something really smart here.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
This could be our needle in a haystack.
This looks very promising. So this could be the queen in the middle.
I think we're in here. Yes,
There
it
she
is.
is. The queen. Excellent. 1 ant in 2 million, we found her.
Through tons of earth, we've managed to find the most important ant of all. It's a great relief to the whole team, and it means our project can go ahead.
So this is what we've been seeking in all our mining. This is the queen of the colony, and I'm going to very carefully pick her up. She's surrounded by attendant workers who are biting me now. Ow! But she's in there. That's the egg-laying machine that's at the heart of this colony. And there she is, ready to go on her. We're going to stick her onto a really nice piece of fresh fungus. Very carefully, very gingerly, just plonk her on the top there.
Excellent.
And that's
us.
That's us done.
Done it.
Good job.
The race against time begins now. We need to get the ants from here to the UK as quickly as possible. After 2 flights and a transatlantic journey of more than 4,000 miles, the ants arrive at their final destination, the Glasgow Science Centre, where their new home awaits. We put the ants and some fresh soil onto the top of the nest. This is our ground level. From here, they make their way down into the nest boxes, like the chambers we saw in the wild. And it's with some relief that we come across an old friend, the queen.
Excellent.
With the survival of the queen confirmed,
Yep, she's in.
Okay.
and the ants exploring their new nest, the signs are good that our colony has survived the journey. Now we're hoping that they'll take over and complete the building of their new world.
We've given our ants time to settle into the main nest area. Now we're ready to let them loose on the wider world we've built for them. It's our first chance to see how they organise the great collective endeavour they're famous for, leaf cutting. What we want to do now is to allow them to forage in a natural way they would do in the real environment. And to do that, we need to join up the colony with the virgin foraging lands beyond.
For the ants, it's finally time to explore.
Well, we've only just put the bridge in, and already we've got workers swarming up as far as here. So I don't think it'll take very long for them to find the other end of this bridge.
Tentatively, the ants start to make their way down the bridge, although it's not exactly a massive trail yet.
In the wild, you see them foraging all over the ground, but how far will they forage from their main nest?
Up to 100 metres, sometimes more, so you can follow these trails deep into the forest. And in fact, this colony was foraging deep into a citrus grove, and you could follow them back for 100 metres or more.
Our time-lapse cameras reveal that the trickle quickly becomes a flood. More and more ants head out to explore the foraging areas beyond. Now we'll have to wait to see how quickly they discover the plants and get their leaf-cutting operation underway.